Okay, first thing, the dinner with Bert, awkward, but also sweet. And I was not expecting his husband, because I didn't notice the last the episode when they showed him before to be my man's from Fringe and Lord of the Rings as his husband. But saying that he worked there 20 years ago instead of 12, well, Severance supposedly started 12 years ago, but could have been 20. But he also could have been working for the company before becoming severed, if he ever was severed to begin with. So I'm like, was that him in Irving's house? Or was that the big guy from the meeting with Haley's Alder? Not certain. But also just, I mean, Mark's sister is now basically about to be in on everything. It seems like the doctor cares more about the success of the procedure than actually the patient. So I'm not so sure if Bert really, not Bert, Petey really like left early or what. But he met Haley's Aldi without realizing it until like his chip got flooded. And now him, no, his Innie and Haley's Innie finally slept together, but it was weird. It's traumatic for everyone really because this things have become complicated since Irving's left. It's gone, but it was getting weird between him and Haley, uh, Dylan and his wife. I'm betting they slept together, and she ain't tell her husband that she slept with his Innie. They like the same person but different, and it's not necessarily cheating, but it sort of is because she feels happy and appreciated. I think from the Innie because she's not so certain about her husband and his choices and why he chose to be a severed worker. Besides the fact that he wasn't finding anything success in anything else, but that just makes a complicated relationship. Then Haley, I understood. I felt for her. Like, that's a violation. But, it's her Audi's body, but still, they're like two separate people. And it just, I mean, the reason she did it anyway was partially, I think she might have felt something for Mark, maybe. A tiny bit, maybe. But, yeah, this episode was just the difficulties of a relationship, especially with the severance experience of how that can complicate things. It's like that news story from season one about a lady getting pregnant at work, her Innie getting pregnant with someone else's Innie, and then coming home because you can't remember anything, and then you didn't cheat, but your other self just got in a relationship. It's complicated. And then I like the tension between Milkshake and Miss Young. It's fun. This child is doing a great job. Just the facial expressions to indicate how she feels and her drive to move up. But then you got Milkshake actually going in there to do the thing with the paper clips, then looking in the mirror like he's talking to his younger self, traumatized. I don't know about his childhood. Maybe something happened there, but he stopped with the big words, looked himself in the mirror. He might not be severed, but this business is definitely breaking his mind, I think. We'll see how long he lasts, though. One more episodes to go. And I don't know how functional everyone's going to be by the time it's done. Things are becoming more complicated relationship wise and more difficult to understand. That being said, it was another great episode. The show has not disappointed. Loving every minute of it, even the awkward, stressful moments. Let's see where we go from here.